Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Dham Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vitamscha Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Jakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Kipaika Vidya Ya Maryada Rakshati Vaishnavan Kripavalam Madhava Pristakami Sri Bhakti Dham Bharatim Ashayami Namo Vishnu Badaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Sri Varshavanavadevi Daitaya Kripavate Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Brahmave Namah Madhurya Jvala Madhya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Sri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostude Namaste Gauravani Sri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudappa Siddhanta Dvantarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Pevacha Padita Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasari Gaura Bhaktavrenda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, then let's try. So, all glories to Guru and Gauranga, and yes, our Babaji Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta. So we pray for their causeless mercy, and we can go on with our Parikram on the 9 islands around Navadvip. Actually, in the old days, or old times, the pilgrimages, somehow they would write their own testament, even which is normally done at the time before death. No? But it was such a risk at that time that they cannot know if they will come back again or not. No, because it was a lot of risk to travel to those places. And so that is actually the feeling also, what a pilgrimage must develop, must have, no? This feeling of let go, to say goodbye, to the past, to the surroundings, to the people around us, to all these things. Sooner or later we have to say goodbye, no? So now it's, yes, that only me and Krishna, me and the Lord. And for that relationship, if we decide, then with each step, one becomes more close to eternity and more loose from this material world. So like moving towards the North Star, if one has fixed one North Star in his life, like that is Krishna, let's say, and then we are fixed to move on towards that, so we can not be distracted by anything in this world. And everything else loses somehow interest. No, it becomes colorless. Usually, for the people, this world is like Disneyland, but for those people who really want to go towards the Lord, Bhagavan, Krishna, they must already feel some dryness in this material world, no, some colorlessness, no colors anymore. So nothing which holds them back. No more holding on all those things in this world. To see and realize really a deeper meaning, a deeper purpose in life, no? And so this should be actually also our mood by visiting holy places. Not just to come here to collect some nice photos which one can publish on social media, Facebook or whatever. No, it's not to get some trophies. Oh, I was there in India and I did this and that. No, it's really going with that mood of letting go. It's a question about life and death, actually. Do or die. Srila Sridhar Maharaj used to say so. And Babaji Maharaj also, he tells that why don't leave everything before? No? Anyway, everything will be taken away. So we cannot keep anything. Then better already in this life, before it will be all forcible, taken from us, we should try to free ourselves from all these attachments, what we have, whatever it is. So we have to try to live without attachments. We can live, we also must live in the society or in there are so many our surroundings, no? But still inside detached and always fixed inside to the North Star. So pilgrimage is only for those in life who have this courage, no? And those who really want to go for that goal and to leave the old and accept some new reality. Because so many lifetimes we just knew about material life, material things, material enjoyment. But now it's the pathway to accept a completely new reality, which for us sometimes sounds very strange and very difficult to understand that such things exist. But believe me, the scriptures also, not me, the scriptures are saying, the Guru and Vaishnava, they say that world is so much more real than everything else in this world. This is the shadow, this material world. So there is nothing really substantial. But we cannot believe so easy. Maya is very powerful. So then let's go to the island of, now we go to the next island of, which is the island of Smaran. That is Madhyadvip, Sri Madhyadvip. And the devotee who is mentioned in Smaran, that is Prahlad Maharaj. So that island of Smaran, we have to remember something about Smaran, no? So it is very common actually nowadays that Sahajas or wayward devotees, no, they teach about Smaran of the highest Leelas of Radha and Krishna, Astakalya Leela, but that is never the actual process, how to attain it. That is all fake and wrong. It creates more problem actually. Because first of all, one has to remove all the anarthas. They have to go by following rules and regulation on the Vidhi Marga, path of Vaidhi Bhakti. Because without that, the anarthas are gone. Bhajan cannot really start. Our Guru Varga always warns us about this. But some speak just the opposite. What Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, what they teach us. And so that's why we have to be very careful. There's so many artificial procedures nowadays, but artificial procedure is not allowed. I mean, we will not attain what we actually want with this. It's artificial. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they want to, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that most of the people, they just want to get the fruit of the tree without climbing on the tree. So there's some process, some procedure, no elevator, so one has to go the stairs, a gradual promotion of bhajan, and slowly, slowly, but steady, and in this way win the race. We cannot jump. And Srila Bhakti Rakshak Shira Goswami also, he warns us that, yes, even it's very dangerous if one is listening those things or hearing those things, and because to unlearn, it will take a long time to again make them understand. And that's why nowadays Babaji Maharaj is really trying his best, but the people, they have heard for such a long time the wrong things, and then it's very difficult to unlearn. There is better new persons, those who have no idea about anything, then they will they will quickly understand it. Like once there was a musician, he also charged some fees for those who don't know anything. He is charging less if someone wants to learn some new instrument. And but for those who already know something, one would think that, yeah, they know something, so it's more, but he would charge a more higher price. Why? Because in music also, if you learn some mridanga player there, they say for now, if someone has learned already some mridanga but wrong, then they say now 1 year you have to make a break. And then after 1 year you come to me. Because without playing 1 year, then you forget everything and then you start anew. So this is the thing. To learn false things is difficult to change again. I mean, it's time taking. So if we always follow Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our Gaudiya Guru Varga, then we won't be cheated, because that is the right approach, what they are giving. So, actual remembrance, according to our Guru Varga, can only take place in a purified mind, through kirtan. That's why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says, Kirtana Prabhava Smarana Hoibe. By the power and influence of kirtan, of course, pure kirtan, then smaran is an automatic thing. It will come in due course of time chanting the Mahamantra. Then remembrance, the holy name will reveal its form, qualities, pastimes, parshad. So everything will gradually open, not artificial. And that is what they all want to warn us again and again, that artificial procedure is not possible. Just go on chanting the holy name, everything will come. automatically. No need to do some extra effort. And yes, Babaji Maharaj also says that to remember is bhakti. No? And we find also in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu it is written, very famous, Smartavayo Satatam Vishnu, Vismartavayo Najatujit, Sarva Vidhi Nishedashur, Etayoreva Kinkara. That one should Smartavayo Satatam Vishnu, always remember Vishnu. And Vismartavayo Najatujit, and never forget Vishnu. Sarva Vidhi Nishedashur. That is the only rule, to never forget, to always remember. From all the rules, the main rule is there. There are so many rules and regulations, no? But the main rule is this, just to never forget Krishna and always remember him. That is the main thing. It is the duty to remember Krishna always, non-stop. Remembrance should be there at one point. Now we remember so many mixed procedure, no? Sometimes we remember Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan, sometimes we remember our family member or this or material things also, not in connection with the Lord. So, because it's very difficult to relate also everything to the Lord. It's possible, but not so easy. So there is priti and smriti, and these things are going together. In this material world also we can see where there is love, priti, there is also smriti. Those things for which I have love and attachment, I will remember. No? I will remember people, those, what they like, what they want, what is their preference, because if love is there, then I will know something. So that goes hand in hand. Priti and smriti. Love and remembrance, that is in this material world, it plays a role, and also in the spiritual world. Because he who has priti, love in the topics of Krishna, in Harikatha, in Guru Vaishnava service, then also surely for such a person it will be possible to maintain non-stop Bhagavat Katha Smriti, or the remembrance of Bhagavan, of Katha, so that is automatically coming. And like Babaji Maharaj, he is always, like just one float of, because he is always connected with Guru and Vaishnava and has so much love and affection for Guru Varga, and that's why he is absorbing their teachings like a sponge, taking everything, and everything he takes by heart. So we have also to try to become like a sponge, wherever there is Harikatha, with full big ears, we like the cows in Vrindavan and Krishna is playing his flute. And also they have ears, they put them up like a cup, and then they drink Krishna's flute playing. So we have also always to make our ears drink that Harikatha nectar. Janana maranadi samsaranala samdapta dipta shira jalarasam iva uppahara. It is said that one should run like one's head is on fire because if our head is on fire, then where we will run? We will search water. And in the same way, this material existence is also burning us. The three gunas, tamas, rajas, sattva, all burn us like a trident and give us pain. So we have to go to Harikatha to get relief, to the sadhu. So one should run like as one's hair is on fire, to Harikatha. So here we can pray that, yes, oh my Lord, that like all those idiot people, they have tremendous love for all those material things. So I like also to maintain a continuous priti, but not for material things anymore. Now I want to remember you all the time, non-stop smriti, remembrance of the Lord. So that is possible by developing love, not artificial remembrance. If there is love, that's why we discussed before. Smriti and priti, it goes hand in hand. So now here in Madhyadvip, this is the place also of the 7 rishis, because Sapta rishis, Lama Rishi, Angira, Pulasta, Vashishta, and so on, they are, they heard from Brahma about Gauranga Mahaprabhu's glories. And Brahma instructed them, he advised them to come here, to Madhyadvip, to Navadvip Dham. And so in this way they came, they followed this instruction and built their bhajan kutir there, and now they are still praying. They chant the names of Gaura day and night without sleeping, drinking, eating. So they did this, and then also really Gauranga Mahaprabhu appeared to them. And this effulgent Gauranga Mahaprabhu, like thousands of sun, but very cooling, very nice. And then, Gauranga Mahaprabhu said that from now onwards you give up, because they were also, rishis, they follow Gyan, Tapasya, Karma, yoga, and these things. So I say, okay, this now you leave everything. You just worship Krishna, chant the holy name of the Lord, and so in this way they are still residing there and always absorbed in the pastimes of Lord Krishna and Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And this place is also known as Naimisharanya. Here the 88,000 rishis, the sages, they hear from Sukadev Goswami Gaura Katha. And there's one very famous temple. It has the deity of Mahadev. Mahadev is there, and because he also wanted to reach that spot where Sukadev Goswami is now speaking Gaura Katha. And then he know that he want to go so quickly, but he know with Nandi the bull will be too slow. So he took one swan which was standing near, and then Shiva, instead of taking his usual charioteer, the bull is jumping on the Hamsa, on the swan, and flying like the speed of light, much more faster, to that place and hearing. So you see, that's why when we come here, we pray for the same eagerness to hear Gaura Katha, like Shivjima. Like one time also, Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, he was cut by a scorpion. Some accident happened because it was dark and he put his feet in one shoe, and then one scorpion bite him. And but still, because he know today is also Prabhupada giving Harikatha, so he just ran to Harikatha. That was more important for him. So then this is really the stage when we will reach that stage, where nothing is more important than Guru Vaishnava, Bhagavan, Harikatha, and all those things. So yeah, that we can pray here. And Koladvip, now, because from Madhyadvip. Now this Madhyadvip is, these pastimes are there, which explained by in the Parikram Kanda, and then the next island is Koladvip. So Koladvip is the island of Badasevanam. Badasevanam, which is Lakshmi. You see always Lakshmi massaging the feet of Vishnu. So it's also the place known as Kulya. That is actually, that you understand where we are now. Koladvip is all Navadvip actually. When you go from here, from Mayapur to the boat to Navadvip, then that already is starting to be Koladvip. So it's a big area. And that is also called the Aparad Bhanjan Path, where the aparadas are forgiven if one is doing bhajan there. I mean, there are many pastimes which happened. That's why also our Guru Varga, like Srila Bhakti Bragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he established here the Devananda Gaudiya Math. And also Srila Bhakti Rakshak Shira Goswami Maharaj, he is just next with his mat there. And why? Because that is such a powerful place where Mahaprabhu has forgiven many offenders. Once one Brahmin, he came to Gauranga and he was falling at his feet and saying, I am such a great offender, I have offended Vaishnavas, the holy name, I have no belief in the scripture, nothing, so please rescue me, what can I do? I have always criticized them, I have done so much wrong, nonsense. And Mahaprabhu very lovingly he said, oh, yes, you have drunken a lot of poison now. So what to do? Then now you have to drink nectar. You have to find the antidote, for this poison. So I tell you, now with that same tongue you have criticized and blasphemed all the Vaishnavas, the holy name. You go on glorifying the Vaishnavas and the holy name, and in this way you will, this is like the antidote against the poison. So, and all were very happy when they hear this, all devotees, that Mahaprabhu is saying this, that whatever, okay, just from now onwards, you always glorify the Vaishnavas. That's why Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj, he said that we always have to, must remember the Vaishnavas on their appearance and disappearance day. And because it has such a power, it can help us to get rid of all the anarthas, all the aparats. Yes. So here, Devananda Pandit, that is how Srila Bhakti Bragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj called his mat, Devananda Gaudiya Mat, because Devananda Pandit was also a very, according to those people, that time, he was a great, great Pandit. And so many they came to listen to him, Bhagavatam. But actually he had a stone heart, because he could not realize one drop out of the Bhagavatam. Because he approached the Bhagavatam just for, with some dry knowledge and dry understanding. He wanted to attain moksha, finally, or liberation. And so there was one incident where once Srivas Thakur, he was traveling through Navadvip, and then he hear this Bhagavad Katha. And Srivas Thakur is just absorbed deeply in the pastimes of Krishna. And then he is sitting there for some while and become like, mad, because he has some inner feelings. And he was like crying and his hair standing on end and rolling. And then the other devotees there who just were sitting because they could not realize anything from the Bhagavad Katha, for them it was a disturbance. So they throw him out, actually. And then Devananda Pandit did also not say anything. So he let them do this, and Shiva's Thakur very, was suddenly in front out of, they throw him out on the street again. And he don't know what happened, and he just went home. But Mahaprabhu, he know this, what happened. And later, actually, he came to know, because Mahaprabhu came later there. And then when he walked there, he said, near to that Pandit's area where he was staying, that Devananda Pandit was materially speaking very austere, very knowledgeable. He had all the Shastra and this, but it was all dry, like a jnani. But so Mahaprabhu noticed, and he heard that actually, how is it possible, for him to recite the Bhagavatam? And he was also remembering that he has offended a great devotee, Shiva's Thakur, and then he was saying that I will tear his Srimad Bhagavatam apart, and because Mahaprabhu was very angry. So, because it is said also, Jaha Bhagavata Pada Vaishnavarastane, Ekanta Ashray Koro Chaitanya Charane. So, if we want to understand the Bhagavatam, we have to listen from those who have taken shelter at Gauranga Mahaprabhu, those devotees, the Gaura Bhaktas. We have to stay at the lotus feet of Vaishnavas. Then we can understand the Bhagavatam. So if we don't do this, then we can also be such a case like Devananda Pandit. We think we have read the Srimad Bhagavatam, we understand something, but that can be completely dry and without any rasa. So we have to hear it from someone who is himself a Bhagavata, a pure Vaishnava. Then that nectar will come out. But otherwise, we can also misunderstand everything. So many people, they read those scriptures, but they don't get really the inner meaning. Because without Vaishnava association, one can never translate this, one can never realize anything about the inner meaning of the Bhagavatam, all those scriptures. So somehow it happened that some time passed, and later Devananda Pandit had the chance to serve another great Vaishnava, Vakeshwara Pandit. And Vakeshwara Pandit, he was dancing, and Devananda Pandit, he was holding somehow, because Vakeshwara Pandit is a very famous dancer. He can dance for 3 nights, 3 days in one row. It's no problem. And he's one of the Gandharvas. And he was holding the people away so that they don't disturb him. And he saw also Vakeshwara Pandit, like in the morning class also, Babaji Maharaj was explaining that Prakashananda first he saw also Mahaprabhu, then the effulgence of the Brahman effulgence, then even he touched the body of the Lord. So slowly, in this way, the heart is melting, And then we cannot say that it's still anymore a Mayavadi, because Shripad, there the word was used, Shripad. Now it's the place where Shri is exciting, is staying. So also in this way, this offender, Devananda Pandit, slowly, you see that is the power of Vaishnava association. So he got also purified, and then somehow he came to beg for excuse also to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, And Mahaprabhu said, yes, and from now on you have to only teach Bhagavatam in the light of Bhakti, not of Gyan, of dry knowledge. So in this way he was getting some relief at this place. So he was forgiven by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Aparat Panchanpat, no? So also Gopal Chapal was forgiven here. He could also not tolerate the Sankirtan of Srivas Thakur, and he was so envious and jealous and then he put some wine and gynaros and all those dirty things in front of Srivas Thakur's door, and for that he had to suffer from leprosy. He got lepra, and after Gauranga Mahaprabhu he accepted sannyas. Then he came to this place because that Gopal Chapal was staying in Navadvip there, and then he begged also for Gauranga Mahaprabhu for forgiveness. And Gauranga Mahaprabhu told him that he should beg forgiveness to Srivas Thakur. So that is the rule usually. If we go and we have offended some Vaishnava, then we have to go directly in there. If he already left, then we have to serve some other great Vaishnavas or find out what last desire that devotee had. So then we get chance to get rid of our aparat. And there's also another Gopal, not Chapal but Chakravarti, and he was a tax collector or something, and he had a very beautiful appearance, also very scholarly. And one day he was hearing that Srila Haridas Thakur in the courtyard of some important person, he was speaking about the glory of the holy name. And he was saying that only the shadow of the holy name can give liberation. And by hearing this statement, which is true, but by hearing this statement, this Gopal Chakravarti, which had full belief in Gyan and thought himself so much intelligent, and so he became angry because he was saying that, no, how you dare, you can say Gyan can give liberation, never only the holy name. It's not possible. So if this is true, that only the holy name can give liberation, then my nose should fall off. And my nose should be rotten down. So in this way he was posing himself. And so all the devotees there were shocked that what kind of great offense, to this very kind and simple-hearted devotee, Haridas Thakur, who is surely speaking only the truth. But he could not realize the greatness of Srila Haridas Thakur. So he did a terrible offense, and so the next morning his whole beautiful nose just melted away by leprosy. And all his fingers, his toenails, everything was like melting, rotting away. And so painful, in big pain he was now. And so that Gopal Chakravarti, he understood, oh, I have done some great offense. And he also went to Gauranga Mahaprabhu to beg for forgiveness. That he, and Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he said, you chant continuously the holy name, and so in this way he followed that, and that leprosy was disappearing also. But that is the warning in this place. I mean, we can always remember, because ayo shriyam yasyo dharmam lokam ashesha evacha hanti shriyamsi sarvani pumso mahat atikrama. That ayu, the lifespan, shriyam, the beauty, yasho, the fame, dharmam, all religious achievements. So all these blessings, they oh, sorry, there was some call. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji, we're hearing you now.
Okay, sorry, was someone called here. So then all the ayu, the shri, the beauty, the fame, if we have all this, we have some blessings collected in life, but that all will be destroyed by going against Guru and Vaishnava, so by transgressing them. So that's why on this place we have to reflect, to be always very careful. Otherwise, and this happens, all the good blessings, they will just go from our life. Maybe we have got some blessings from Guru and Vaishnava, from elderly persons, from others, no? Can get, but then in this way they will be, they will be useless. It's very dangerous. Or aparats, we have to be really careful not to play with fire. And so in Koladvip also, there is the Srila Bhakti Pragan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he installed Varahadev, which is the presiding deity there. Varahadev, the boar incarnation of Lord Vishnu. And in Satya Yoga there was one Brahmin, and he worshipped also the Varahadev there. And somehow, by his devotion, Varahadev was appearing. And Varahadev was saying that this is Navadvip Dham, a supremely pure and merciful place. So in Kali Yuga, Gauranga Mahaprabhu will appear here and propagate the love of Godhead. But for now, he should not display this secret. It should be his secret. So even he know already at that time, but in Satya Yuga, but he had to keep that secret till, Kali Yuga, then Mahaprabhu would appear. But he got some indication. And this is also the place where Srila Bhakti Pragan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he established Devananda Gaudiya Math, as we heard. And they are, if you go inside Devananda Gaudiya Math, then one can find the dome. There's the gate, where is outside also a picture or some relief of Devananda Pandit. And the Narahari gate it is called, because Narahari Prabhu, the Sevak of Gaudiya Math, he also stayed there. And he is called like the mother of Gaudiya Math. So actually an entrance into Devananda Gaudiya Math we get through this gate, means by following the life and precepts of Narahari Prabhu. He was very, very simple. Maybe he was not so learned, but very, very simple, and all they bow down to him. Because he was non-stop serving. He was taking care of all the new small devotees, giving them milk, giving them, was taking care. He even cleaned the bed of them, because some boys, they pee in the bed because they fear maybe some thunder or something. Then he changed the bed, he changed the clothes, he washed. He was taking care of them like a mother, more than 1,000 so loveful mothers. He's like the mother of Gaudiya Math. Can you imagine? Taking care of all those inhabitants there. And but he himself, he has no time actually. but he know also, yes, Prabhupada told we should chant 1 lakh Harinam. So in night time they would see him sit in his where he's staying, and there he has one rope where he bind his sika, the sika on the hair with one rope, and so that when he would fall asleep, because mainly he had time to chant very late at night, because whole day he was busy with all this seva there, and and in this way he kept himself awake. You see this determination, no? And but we cannot imitate these great devotees. So we need either, if you sleep too less, one becomes crazy. If we sleep too much, we become lazy. So we have to find the balance, no? That is the thing. So, and once he was coming also ill, very sick, and he could not digest anything, and he didn't want to go to the doctor also, and Keshav Maharaj, his guru, has said that actually you want to become a great devotee in the recording book of the Gaudiya Math by this behavior. No, you have to go, and somehow then he got treatment. So this way, and of course, Devananda Gaudiya Math, without Srila Bhakti Pragan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, that great Vaishnava, Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj. So there are also so many things to mention, but something we can remember, like that, because Keshav Goswami, very extraordinary personality from childhood. No, his nickname was also Yona, I think, Yona, the glowworm, because he was so shining. He was just like light personified for all the people. He was very attractive. And for 3 months, he did not speak anything and not cry. A baby, can you imagine, newly born, he's not crying and not doing anything. Very mauna vrat, silent. So, and he has also, then his early childhood also has shown that he already has so much compassion. His samskaras are very good, because the mother would give some money for buying some lunch, but they were keeping it aside, some schoolboys which make one kind of society, and they make some food there for some people, maybe some sick persons who have no money, and they would use it. And then one day it was late, and that boy, Yona, he was there, not coming back home. The mother was already waiting with the stick, that, where you have been, no? That I don't want that you become spoiled, like going with all those other naughty boys. So where have you been? And with the stick she's standing. And then this boy just said, oh mother, just today it happened so that one person, one elderly lady, she had cholera, and it was very dangerous situation, so we had to bring her to the doctor. And then me and my friends, we collect this, some amount, always you give, we use this, and we pay the doctor and all these fees. And then she understood, her heart was melting for her son. Oh, from now onwards, I will never think like this, I understand. And so he has shown what kind of big heart he has already in this early age, and the mother was very satisfied. And he also later, Bhakti Pragan Keshav Goswami, he was in the movement of Subhash Chandra Subhash Chandra Bose, no, that freedom fighter. At that time, he had a gun. He was hiding in the forest, and the police came also to Gaudiya Math, but somehow Prabhupada arranged it that he can stay. So all these things are there, and the wonderful, great devotees, and what else happened there? That also he was so intimate that sometimes he would come late home or to the Gaudiya Math, and he would knock late at Prabhupada's room, and Prabhupada would let him inside into Prabhupada's room, and he would sleep there. No, as we know, brahmachari. He was doing some seva, and then somehow came late, and then Prabhupada himself opened his room, and Keshav Vinod Prabhu, he was coming inside. And also in his school time, he was explaining somehow to the teachers the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and the professors, they were unable to explain, or he would ask some question, and then he would explain it, and they could not explain. So he said what they can teach me. So that's why I don't need to go in that school. What can they teach me? No, you see that smartness, what they already have. And otherwise, the whole day, Prabhupada would send them out with some box, no, to collect money, where actually there's just a slot, is very thin, and only 1 paisa will fit inside. It's not to collect money, huge amount of money. No, just to go and spread the glories of Prabhupada, Gaudiya Math, and what they are doing. And then he would go everywhere, and to the train stations, to the marketplaces. So everywhere he speak about Mahaprabhu and Prabhupada, and collect 1 paisa here and there. And one afternoon he was just resting on the tree. He was lying because, you remember, Keshav Maharaj, he came from a very aristocratic family, landlords, no, have huge amount of money. And then he was just simply having his box of money, of that coins behind his head, and leaning back, resting on a tree. And Prabhupada, he was coming near, and he saw that he was lying there, and he was thinking, oh, this boy, he left all this opulence in his, what he had at home, and now he's living such a life in the scorching heat. Now he's under a shadow, lying under a tree, and doing service for Gaudiya Math, for Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So Prabhupada was very happy to see this, and in this way, no, he got huge blessings also. And sometimes now, especially at the Devananda Gaudiya Math, just yesterday one sent me a video where so many devotees are there in Devananda Gaudiya Math, and that time, can you imagine, when Keshav Maharaj was there? So, but still, he would go on, even there coming thousands of devotees, they all want to have darshan of him, they all want to, still, he would also dictate the monthly magazines or weekly magazines or whatever articles are to be published. Still on those days, they witness it. So, this is the power of those great devotees. They can do what not they can do. Oh, this is, yes, his disciple, like Vaman Goswami Maharaj, also such a wonderful personality with so much nectar to remember. He was also brought to the Math when he was very young. His mother was a disciple of Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he offered him with 9 years to the Math in Mayapur. And then also there Bhakti Pradip Tirtha Goswami Maharaj and the elder devotees, the sannyasis, they would always give him, they would say, oh, you remember that shloka? And you get one sweet. You remember that shloka? Yeah. And this way, he could now, later, when sometimes Prabhupada was in an assembly, then he was once challenged about Mahaprabhu's appearance because many in India, they don't believe in Mahaprabhu, that he is the Supreme Lord. But then Keshav Goswami Maharaj, he could like 30, 40 verses from the scriptures, he could recite. Prabhupada would just point to this Bhaman Goswami, and he would start to recite, and then they all were shocked. So much evidence from scriptures. Now, so he had such a sharp intelligence and remember all from heart, encyclopedia. And he got actually Diksha in the jail, because that time when some 30, 40 devotees, they were taken into jail because of some misunderstanding which was there, and to bring them prasadam, to be able to offer, because we cannot offer those who are cooking, those who are in the kitchen, they must have mantra initiation, Diksha mantras. So that is, and that's why Prabhupada, he gave him Diksha at that time, Keshav Maharaj, Diksha so that he can, Harinam he received from Srila Prabhupada, Harinam, yes, and that he can cook for the devotees. So in this way he was bringing daily prasadam to the jail, and they would take. And once he was also sick, where a group of many, many devotees were coming, and he was alone there, and Keshav Maharaj somehow he said that, no, you have to get up, you have to cook. And then with high fever, and he was starting to cook for 40, 50 devotees, serving them, and like this, that was his, he cared more for Guru Seva than for his own life. And once he cut also in his finger, because it was late at the printing press, so he cut his whole finger off, and Keshav Maharaj was very worried, and somehow it went well, I think. Yeah, that's, this is all endless, no? There are some teachings also which he's saying is Dekibe, Shunibe, Bolibe na. Don't see, don't hear anything, and don't say anything. Because that time also already so many problems happened in Devananda Gaudimat, and he said, oh, now better not to speak what you see, what you observe, and this, because so much nonsense is going around everywhere. And so this way, I think it's late, and we will stop here, and then we can see how we can continue tomorrow. Okay? And thank you for all your time, and Jai Gaur, Dandavat Pranam Gaur.